All right, so a little recap on where we're at with this. We got this cut out. We got the sides cut out here and here for the instrument panel, and she's ready to go in there. And then we got the sides cut here, and we had to cut into the plastic here. I mean the foam in here and here, and we glued a floor in. So now it's going to be gluing this stuff in and clamping it. So that's just a recap of where we're at. I'm going to glue stuff together right now. Probably going to glue this pilot in as well. I'm going to get him glued in. And then we're going to get this glued, let that sit, and then I'll come back later once I have everything clamped on and glued, and I'll show you how I did that. You can see I took the old instrument panel off to get to the foam. I scored that up. I'm going to put the new instrument panel in with some foam tack. We'll get this in there. We'll see what happens. So you want to let that get a little tacky first. So let that get a little tacked up, and then we're going to slide that in. And try and keep it out as long as we can, that way it doesn't get so much on the... Okay. Well, what I'm probably going to do with this is actually cut out the bottom of this IP, because it fits in the bottom there. But it actually looks pretty good. So here what we're going to do is we're going to let this guy get on here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take this part, this bottom piece of the instrument panel, and glue it right in there. And that'll be really nice. That'll be a... Okay, so I'm going to try and get this guy stuck in there. I'm going to put this file in there. Oh, it's a little bit too long. I'm going to get something to wedge in there so that it keeps that instrument panel stuck in there. So all I did was just created a brace to hold the IP on. I used a couple pieces of Velcro. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to get the sides glued on. So I'm going to use foam tack again. Maybe I'll use Gorilla Glue this time. I got some Gorilla Glue. I'm just going to get it onto the piece. And we'll put this in, and then we're going to clamp it. So we're going to put it in. Hopefully you can see that with my brace. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Maybe we'll go at a different angle on this. So you can kind of see. Yeah, there we go. That should be okay. Okay, so I got this in, I got the glue on, and we're just going to place it. Once we get it where we want it, I'm just going to push it in like that. And then I got a couple clamps here. And what we're going to do is clamp the outside with this so that it doesn't damage the plane. And that's pretty easy. It shouldn't damage the plane because of the brace that I just put on there. So, and we just need some pressure on there to keep it so that Gorilla Glue can cure. And then we're going to do the other side as well. And we got the other side coming in here. And we'll do the same thing. We'll put her in here. Just like so. There we go. It takes a little doing here with this stuff. It was really pretty hard. Same deal. I'm going to put the same bracing on this side so that we don't hurt the plane. And we're just going to clamp this sucker on so that she stays on. We're just going to leave this like this for a couple hours. And just leave it like that for a couple hours, and then once this is done, I'm going to put the pilot in, and then we're going to glue the canopy on, and well, I got to put the gun sight in. Gun sight's going to go right up here, but I'm going to leave this now. So we're as far as we can go right now. Nothing really more we can do. We'll see how that works. So stay tuned. I'll be back once all this stuff is done drying. Now we're going to start work on the radial. I don't like the colors in here, and I'm going to put some wires, spark plug wires and tubing in there and make it look a little nicer. I'm going to start with just some, I think I'm using 14 gauge wire. I'm going to strip a few lengths, get some ready to put in, you know, and then we'll see what it looks like, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to drill the holes for it, and all that stuff. So that's sort of the look I'm going for. Right there. So I'm going to show you, you just cut the insulation off with the razor blade, so you get a copper wire. And then I'm going to take you through what I'm doing to get each of these cylinders done. So I'm basically just drilling a hole into the top of the cylinder, and then right next to it, sort of in the, you know, bottom part of the cylinder. And then I'm going right in the very bottom. One not so in the bottom, and one right in the bottom. It's kind of slow. And hopefully you can see, there's the holes. And then I'm just taking the wire, and what I'll do is, I'll bend one end, like this, just about a little bit over 90. Okay, and then what you do is you stick the bottom piece in first. See if we can get that light on there. So you stick the bottom piece in first, in the first hole. You get that in just like that, and then you can bend it, you know, and that's why it's over 90 degrees. So you bend it. Let's see if we can get this a little bit more light right here. So you've got your piece that you've bent over 90 degrees, right? And you just line that up with your hole, and you push it in, right? And then you can maneuver it around however you want, and that's sort of the effect you get. And then on the back, all I'm doing is taking the excess, and I'm gonna bend it in like this. And then I think what I'm going to do on these other ones, and then the same thing, you just bend this one up. I don't want too much weight, so I'm just cutting them, you know, as short as I can cut them. And then I'll bend this in, and there you go. So I'm going to do that for, I think, all of them. I got weights I can adjust here anyway on this Flightline bird. So again, we'll do one more, and then I'll show you the finished product. So you take it, you bend it over 90, you find the hole you want to use, so you put it in there, put it in like so. See, there we go. And then you just bend it up, you know, until you find the hole you drilled. Hopefully this is coming out and I'm not blocking it all. And yeah, you just find the hole you drilled. And remember to go over 90 degrees and it'll make it easier to push it in. There you go. And now it's going right in. We bend the back so it's nice and tight and it can't come out of there. And then you just take this, bend it up. Get that there. And then bend that sucker as good as you can get it. And that's the look I'm looking for right there. So I'm going to do the cylinders and I'll show you when I'm done what this thing's going to look like. My radial all done. My radial all done up. You can kind of see it there. I'm going to do some more painting. And I'll be back after I'm going to do the weathering. And I'll show you the finished product. Really simple. Only took about a half hour. So made a really cool difference though. Alrighty, stay tuned.